gathered here for an interesting lecture titled The Third Eye, Viewing Bharatanatyam Through a New Lens by Dr. NITHYAKALYANI under the endowments Sri R. SRINIVASA TATACHARI Endowment, K. Chandrasekharan Endowment and TV VISWANATHA IYER Endowment. So it's my pleasant duty to introduce the endowments and the speaker. Before that, I request you all to put the mobile phones on the silent mode. Sri R. SRINIVASA TATACHAR was a retired railway officer. And he has works on music in Bombay. So we thank his daughter, Ms. Nandini Patel, for creating this endowment. And in this regard, we would also like to thank Srimati Nandini Ramani for the help she has given to the institute in bringing this endowment here. The other endowment is Sri K. Chandrasekharan Endowment. Sri K. Chandrasekharan was the sixth son and last son of Sri V. Krishnaswamy Iyer, the founder of the Madras Sanskrit College. He was the secretary and trustee of the Madras Sanskrit College and the Venkatramana Ayurveda Dispensary. He was also the president of the Samskrita Academy and Samskrita Ranga and secretary of the Kuppuswami Sastri Research Institute and Savitri Ammal Oriental Higher Secondary School. He was closely associated with several other educational and cultural associations. He was a prolific writer in English and Tamil, and he has authored many books both in English and Tamil. He was highly proficient in Sanskrit and had made a deep study of Sanskrit literature and philosophy. We thank his family members for making this endowment. Sri TV VISWANATHA IYER Endowment, a renowned senior advocate, Sri TV VISWANATHA IYER, was the president of the KSRA from 1975 to 1981. He was also the president of V. Krishnaswamy Iyer Sanskrit Education Trust when the Madras Sanskrit College was brought under the Adarsh Mahavidyalaya scheme. He was also the president of Sanskrit Education Society, and he was the main force in starting the Samskrita Shri Journal. And under his leadership, many publications were brought out in all the institutions mentioned, in Sanskrit Academy, as well as in Kuppuswami Sastri Research Institute and the Education Society. So we thank the family members. His son, Sri TV Ramanath Iyer, was also our member. So we thank his family members and the members of all the endowment makers, because of which we are conducting this lecture today. The lecture is a very interesting one today, being given by a special person who is a multifaceted personality, Dr. NITHYAKALYANI. She has 2 doctorates. So one is in medical biotechnology and the other is in Bharatanatyam. So science meets arts, and that is the speciality. And she has various designations: founder and director, IGN Biotech Private Limited, chief scientist and lab director for Islet Transplant program in Rajiv Gandhi Government General Hospital and Madras Medical College. She is the center head of Rasa Arpita Bharatanatyam, so 2 in science and 2 in arts. And she is a senior faculty at Tamil Nadu Fine Arts University, diploma and certificate course in Bharatanatyam. It's very impressive, and we need to know how she has been able to blend both science and arts together. So in Indian Council of Medical Research, Tamil Nadu and Karnataka government has given Dr. Nithya the responsibility of establishing the pancreatic islet transplant program in India, as she owns 4 patents in this field. She is the disciple of Dr. Ambika Kameshwar, who is closely associated with the Research Institute. She is our student and is the center head for Rasa Arpita at Nanganallur branch. Her passion towards this art form has made her achieve Diploma in Fine Arts Master of Fine Arts, and also a PhD in Bharatanatyam from the Kanchipuram University. Dr. Nithya, being a scientist, wanted to prove the importance of Bharatanatyam through the establishment of scientific facts so that the next generation learns this divine art in the right manner. A few examples: the effect of brain-derived neurotropic factor on the Bharatanatyam dancers, the importance of Alaripu and eye exercises in curing eye-related issues, which was proved clinically, the effect of heart in assessing the cardiovascular endurance in Bharatanatyam dancers, and the role of hormones and psychological aspects in Bharatanatyam dancers. So these are few topics she has explored. Dr. Nithya's research work in Bharatanatyam has got published in the international journals with highest impact factor. I am just highlighting a few of her achievements. The government of Tamil Nadu has awarded her with the Innovative Voucher Program, and Indian Council for Medical Research has given her a grant along with the award to establish this human pancreatic islet transplantation project in India. She has also received the big grant from BIRAC, Government of India. Her research study involves both national and international collaborations. She has authored many publications in both national and international journals. She has also many awards to her credit, both in the science field and in the arts field. To name a few awards, in the field of Bharatanatyam, she is given Natana Kala Ratna. She is NITHYAKALYANI for the year 2020. International Women's Iconic Award in 2021 from International Council for Research and Industrial Promotion. And a few to name in the science field is Junior Research Fellow from the Lady Tata Memorial Scholarship, Senior Research Fellow from CSIR, Young Scientist Award from Indian Society for Eye Research, first women from India selected by Oxford University to be trained in islet isolation for transplantation, Young Advocate of the year 2019 for bringing in change in laws regarding transplantation, Probus Award of Excellence 2024 by the Rotary and Probus Club of Chennai, Best Innovator from the Madras Medical College and RGGH, Government of Tamil Nadu. Over to you, ma'am.
Don't want me to bring it, right? Yeah, very much comfortable. I hope you all can listen to me, right? Okay. So, Namaste, Gurubhyo Namaha, and good evening to one and all. It is really nice. It's a very pleasurable evening for me. I know I had been into many forums for the talk and stuff. I never expected that I would be here, and I think the due credits goes to Dr. Balu sir. You know, he was the one who was the co-guide also for one of my, when I was doing my PhD in Bharatanatyam. And of course, on many aspects, he has guided, and all-time well-wisher. So my sincere thanks to you, sir. And topic for the day, third eye, viewing Bharatanatyam through a new lens. When we think of the word third eye, there are lots of things which we can get connected. I think you will be comfortable both in Tamil as well as English, right? And I will try to make it in English so that you can, for the YouTube, it will be easier also. So the purpose of third eye, I don't have to explain again and again. Is it possible that the third eye, we can start working towards the third eye, is always an editoma question. And what is the purpose of third eye? Why Shiva? What all Shiva has done? What exactly happened when the Shiva opened his third eye? We know that Kama was burned and different things are basically said. With respect to the human relevance, on the worldly level, if you think, first thing is coming out of the ignorance, getting in a clarity, having a clear thought process towards the system. These are the basic things. Once you start, our body is connected in such a way that we have more than 114 nadis. Yeah. I think it goes to the sleep mode, right? Okay. So we have more than 114 nadis. And this is basically connected via the chakra system, right? Starting from Mooladhara, Swadhisthana, Manipura, Anahata and everything. It is such a beautiful thing that it is a kind of inverted triangle. One is upper inverted, the upper three chakras have an upper triangle, and the lower three chakras have the inverted triangle. And this is connected by the Anahata, if you see. And what is the purpose of having these three on the downside and having those three on the upside? If we go in deep, science is all about a kind of rediscovering things. It is not that we have to break our head on few aspects. They have already kept a lot of treasure box. That is what I was talking now. Certain things, it has not been told to us in the right way, or we have been misguided because of certain things, and that is the reason in this generation. I would basically mention that many of the things are not known. It is so beautiful that it is scientifically correlated also, and it is, I don't know, what do I say? It was published by a UK individual, UK citizen, that most of the artists have the Anahata chakra. Basically, it opens up very easily. For these three chakras, what they say is the Mooladhara, Swadhisthana, everything, when they have more desire towards the food, the more desire towards the sleeping pattern, it slowly blossoms. The more opening happens once you start realizing, yes, let me come out of it, let me come out of it. And most of the artists, be it Bharatanatyam, be it singing, be it violin or anyone, because of the level of creativity, can we do this choreography? Can we do this composition? Can we mix these two ragams? It is the creativity which actually opens up the Anahata chakra. And this is already there with respect to the artist, So it is just that little more awakening and a right guru process to open up still more, which is required for any individual. And yes, coming back to the Bharatanatyam, coming back to the third eye, we all know that it has the mental benefits, it has the physical benefits, and beyond that, till my 30s, I was not bothered more about the spiritual benefit. But after a period of time, I think, So after a period of time, I think spiritual benefits are more essential to make yourself grow up higher. So with respect to the mental benefits or physical benefits, it was a kind of eye-opener which I was discussing with Sir. I was working with respect to the field of medical biotechnology. I was a scientist, I was in the stem cell research, always dealing with the humans, cadavers. Cadavers is, I hope you all know what is a cadaver. Cadaver is the bodies. So it is basically, I was dealing with it. And I wanted to explore in deep towards it. And by God's grace, my sincere credit is to two big mentors which I have got in my life. One is Dr. V. Mohan, who is a diabetologist. He was my guide. Dr. Rima Mohan also was my guide, and they gave me the complete freedom. When many people said, hey, you cannot balance dance and doing your medical biotech, choose only one. They said, you can do it. People around you will talk like this. It is your thought process. You have to open it up. You should find a time. You should start seeing out. So of course, Dr. Reema Mohan is not there now, but I'm pretty sure her blessings are always with me. And the next person is Kalai Mamni, Dr. Ambika Kameshwar. So without her, I think I am no way standing here, because the kind of freedom, when I say I want to explore on this, Pannada Kanna, I want to do this, okay da chellam, this is the maximum word I have heard from her. And this kind of independency, when you really get it during your 20s, that really opens up a lot of thought process. And my sincere thanks to them. Before going on specifically to the topic, during the COVID time, I was taking the classes, and that's the time point I started working towards my PhD. Many people, in fact, when I came here also, Balu sir asked me, I would never forget that. That's why I was asking about the place, why there is so much change and all. The first question he asked me was like, why do you want to connect the science and Bharatanatyam? This was the first question which he raised to me, because he said there are other topics, Sirpangal irukku, there are poem, prose, poetry, there are many other topics which are there. Why do you specifically want to do in this? I said, I want to get excited. My endorphin level, my adrenaline level has to go up. If it has to go up, I want to find something and I want to do. I don't want to rediscover or do the same thing which others have done. So when I just told him, and unfortunately the COVID hit and everyone were at home. But I was actively in the hospitals, so I was working and stuff, and I was taking online classes with respect to the Bharatanatyam. That was the time point I used to take it as 6 people per batch or 7 people per batch. There was one girl, which I'll show her also, who said, "Nai, kaiya aramandi olunga ukkaru, kaiya olunga vai, kaiya neeta vai, kai thoongardu." Whenever I keep telling her, she will just not bother. Avalikku enna thondrudho ava adha dhaan pannuva. And this was happening for the first month, second month. I really got bugged up. And her mother called me up and she said, "Ma'am, whatever you say, she's not going to listen to you. I don't know what to do with her." I said, "I want to talk to her." She has told her mother, "Anda ma'am eppadiyo hospital la dhaan vela seira. COVID ippodikala mudiyadu." I'm trying to translate it. Anyway, she is working in a hospital. You are not going to go and leave me for the dance class over there. And it's going to take at least another 1.5 years. Whenever I go there, I'll keep my hands properly and legs properly. This was the kid's attitude. And when I spoke to the kid, that really opened up. I spoke to her mother and then only I spoke to her. So, in fact, I was speaking to Purna also on that, and Purna was telling, "What else are you planning to get an answer from her?" I was surprised. I said, if at all you want to do it very in a lethargic way now, and if you want to improve it on the second half, this is not going to happen, because your body pattern becomes in that way. Where is the proof? This one question, when I said you are not going to be disciplined in this way, where is the proof? Your memory is not going to get triggered. She asked me, where is the proof? This was a very intelligent question with respect to yoga, with respect to Bharatanatyam. We say Natya Yoga, Natya Veda, or whatever it is. There is, we say it brings in discipline. It brings in a kind of concentration. It increases the memory power. It gives you a way. This is all there theoretically. But can we prove it practically? Was the question. This question, I just listened to her. I told her mom, let her not do it like this. Let me come back to her after 6 months or 1 year, and then maybe we can, whenever you can drop her at my place, accordingly we can take a call. I seriously started working towards this, and luckily, wherever I was working with Apollo, and at that time, they helped me a lot with respect to this particular system, because it needs a lot of human ethical concern. It needs a lot of human, audio concern, video concern, and everything. So it needs a lot of concern, and everyone said that it is not possible. When I went back to Akka also, Nithya, if you can do it, it's something great, because no one has done it. But how much will you be able to do it? Because you're talking suddenly about the heart, you're suddenly talking about the brain, you're suddenly talking about the eyes. Then I said, Akka, we'll start one thing at a time. Let's not go together. And that's how it started. And this is just not the research part, because I stopped doing the research part for few reasons, because I wasn't able to get the knowledge whatever I wanted. And I was pursuing it in a clinical angle, so that I will be able to get my results and I will be able to satisfy my thirst for the knowledge. So I had at that time few grants also. I said I wanted to do it, and that's how I started up and I did it. First was with respect to eye. Today I'm going to just mention regarding, I don't know, where am I? Yeah. So I'm just going to mention regarding the eyes, then regarding the heart, and then regarding the brain, and how there are certain aspects in dance which says that Aharya Abhinaya is very important. This has to be done in this way. What is the basics for it to go to that level? And what is it that Aharyam is going to give it back to you? So these things alone, I thought, because if I'm able to satisfy these answers to my students, I think I'm almost 80% done. That was constantly there at the back of my mind. Honestly, enoda guru class edutappo, I never asked the question, where is the proof? That is the evidence. But this generation is quite different, and we have to answer on certain aspects. So first thing was with respect to eye, and of course samam, alokitam, sachi. These are all basically there. Samam is straight, alokitam is different kinds of movement with respect to eyes. These all things are existing with respect to the Bharatanatyam. What is it new am I going to do? So I should give my due credits to my daughter also in this, because my daughter had a condition called as amblyopia. Evlo berku theriyum what is amblyopia? It is called as a lazy eye. Only one of her retina was functioning. Other retina wasn't functioning. And as a mother, it was a shock to me, because she was perfectly fine till her 4 years. One day I just took her to the doctors because she had the drops, tears in her eyes. So I said, she has the tears, maybe tear gland, some issue, and it should be fine. The doctor said, no, she has amblyopia. I couldn't believe, because when they closed her functional eye, she fell down. So that was the time I realized that she has a major condition. And it was literally like a, I should say, soda buddhi kannadin solluvangalya, and the mother were periya glasses. She was 4.5 years old. She had such big glasses. So with that, I accepted it, and I was thinking what best can be done. I spoke to luckily I was with almost the top ophthalmologist from AIMS, from different LV Prasad, from Madurai, from Shankar Nethralaya, different people. They said, everyone said only one thing: you have to make them wear glasses, Nithya. There is no other option. This is the only way. But I was strongly, because she didn't like it. Genetically, has it come? The answer is no, because I never, ippada konja vayasanadanaala na the glasses podren. Otherwise, I wasn't wearing the glasses. And my husband doesn't wear the glasses. The history, the genetics doesn't have the glasses at all. Why is it suddenly she has got such a condition? We accepted it, and was one such doctor in Pondicherry, Jipmer, I would like to say, who said, Nithya, you have to take a risk. You can remove the glasses. I will give you a set of prescribed exercises. Exercises are very, 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 very simple. Up, down, irukkom. Curving exercise irukkom. Up curve exercise irukkom. 8 is one pattern. Padding, just rubbing your eyes, closing and keeping it is one pattern. And she has to be exposed to the sun. Okay, that's all he said. And he said you have to make it consistent. This is not going to work if she is going to do it for 1 year, 6 months. Please don't even give an attempt for it. You are going to waste your time, you are going to waste your money, you are going to waste everything. But if you can make it a practice, it is going to. ஒரு 6 வயசு குழந்தைய காலையிலயும் நைட்டும், if at all I have to make them do, is it logically possible was the first question. But I tried for the first 6 months. She got bored. That was the time point. I was taking classes, and COVID-nala, almost many people started wearing big glasses. In that, few of the parents gave me a concern. They said, ma'am, we'll also take a risk along with you. Let's try to do it. So we got the proper ethical concern with them. And 2 ophthalmologists were on board, and one eye-related therapist was on board. We started working out. And just doing the exercise is not going to work. Dance la basic is alaripu, in which it starts from the eye movement, then the neck, then the shoulder, and then it slowly blossoms. This is the pattern in which the alaripu goes. Why can't I'm not going to touch anything on the thalam. I'm not going to touch anything with respect to the natyam part, nothing. But can I introduce something new, make it interesting for the kids, was one thought which I had. And that's how I think we started working out. It was so miraculous that 1 year she did a normal exercise, whatever was suggested, because there was one person in Chennai also who was guiding me through. Her name is Dr. Gandhi. And she is also a collaborator, and along with her also I have published out few things. And after that, after 1 year, we slowly started introducing this alaripu pattern. So weekly, thrice, this alaripu, you have to do it. No other choice if you come for the dance class. So literally the kids, it became a habit. They started because I started introducing all the traditional games. I don't know the names, enakke theriyadu. But we have like இந்த மாதிரி அடிச்சு விளையாடுறது, அதுக்கப்புறம் tug on war we say. I don't know in Tamil, but tug on war is எல்லாம் old பல்லாங்குழி, sun, moon, அந்த மாதிரி games வச்சு, இந்த games I try to bring it into the alaripu format. And almost, I would say, one second, I don't know how many kids. Yeah, it was totally 7 people we tried. You play a harm. Yeah, this is the normal alaripu pattern is this. This is normal. பண்ண முடியாது. மூவ் பண்ண முடியல. Okay. Here. Yeah. So this is how it will start with. I will try to explain, because other things there are there to explain. So this is a basic alaripu which starts with the head, then it goes down in a mulu mandi, and this is how they do it. So they will start, then they will slowly start getting up and they will do. This is the basic pattern. So this is the basic pattern. So I will move on to the next one, in which we introduce the games. And how the pattern starts is, ball, passing the ball. உன்கிட்டே பால் இருக்கு, ஆனா இன்னொருத்தர்கிட்ட இருந்து வாங்குற மாதிரி how will you do it? கொஞ்சம் கொஞ்சமா increasing their creativity also. கண்ணாமூச்சி பண்றது, because ஒன்னொன்னும் everything has to be done 10 times. The downward circle has to be done 10 times and continuous squeezing பண்றதுனால வந்து the lenses and the muscles become relaxed. This also has to be introduced. So in that way, whatever games comes into mind, and that's how we have arranged it. So ஒரு game as the speed increases, we introduced. இது seesaw next. Rather than the usual in the pattern க்கு பதிலா we just made it up and down. It's a badminton, how the ball goes. It's a சறுக்கு மரம் விளையாட்டு. The badminton pattern. I'll just even the sun, moon, and the jumping exercises. ஆமா பாண்டி விளையாட்டு. Yeah. Jula. I have not changed the basic pattern, but I have just tried introducing how I can introduce the exercise for the kids. இது அந்த கல்லு போட்டு பண்ணுவாங்க இல்லையா, that one. This is tug on war. Get இல்லையா some hide and seek now comes because padding kaha vendi. So this is how we did it, and we did it in 7 test groups, 7 kids including my own daughter, and control the kids who were wearing the glasses, but we didn't introduce this particular pattern into them. So we had the test group as 7, control as 7. So recovery rate out of 7, 5 people are now without the glasses. So it is a very simple thing, but it gave in a huge change, and the living proof, I don't know, Purna, only living Purna, Ambika Kanal is the living proof, because my daughter was wearing such big glasses and now she's touched. She's out of the glasses. So, and her levels of, the vision, initially it was minus 1.5, 2.5. Now she has a normal vision, which we have checked it with the ophthalmologist. But the ophthalmologist doesn't know that I have removed the glass. Hope this video doesn't reach him. That's all. So this was one such thing with respect to the eye. We were able to do it. Yeah. Next, I was able to say at least, yeah, there is some improvement with respect to the eyes, and which in between that girl caught the attention, and she said it was almost 8 months were over, and she started coming regularly for the classes. This kid was always there in the back of my mind. How can she ask such a question? நம்மளுக்கு அந்த ஒரு ஈகோ, அந்த ஒரு இது லைட்டாக அப்பப்போ டச் பண்ணிட்டு வேற போகும். ஸோ மேம் நீங்கள் சயின்டிஸ்ட்னு சொல்கிறீங்களா மேம், அப்போ நீங்கள் உங்களுக்கு சொல்லுங்கள் பார்க்கலாம். when she questions me like this, அது இன்னும் ட்ரிகர் பண்ணி it was, but I would like to sincerely thank her. Unless and until she would have done this, I think I would not have ventured into different aspects. So the next was on the cardiovascular endurance. I'm so glad and I'm so proud to say how, I just wanted to know from your side, how many Bharatanatyam dancers had the sudden cardiac arrest? Any idea? Why? Yes, so when I started this topic, I had this question. I couldn't go to the people and ask, உங்களுக்கு heart attack இருக்கா? அப்படி கேட்கவும் முடியாது. But at the same time, I wanted to venture into this. So, to the best of my knowledge too, I just started collecting the statistics with almost all the senior dancers, whether they have had the attack. So if at all they have had the attack, was it a sudden cardiac arrest? And I had a selfish reason onto this also, because my family is very prone to sudden cardiac arrest. So எனக்கும் வருங்கிற பயம் இருக்கும்ல, ஜெனட்டிக்ஸ் சயின்ஸ் வேற படிக்கிறேன், அது ஆல்மோஸ்ட் அது பேக் ஆஃப் த மைண்டில் இருக்குது. நான் வேற என்னோட ஜெனட்டிக் டெஸ்டிங், that is one of my patent which I did, and I knew that I am prone to many things, so I'm trying to be little careful on that. So when I started analyzing for different dancers, it was quite shocking that many didn't have it. Though they are a performer, not a performer, they are practicing regularly. What is it, that factor which makes them unique? So if you see, I don't want to make it a debatable topic, but most of the people who are into gym, who are into different things, they experience SCA, which is called as a sudden cardiac arrest. Why? Excess. A kind of answer, a mild change. That is, we call it in two ways scientifically. One is the aerobic mechanism, wherein your body uses the oxygen to all the things. That is what I have written, aerobic activity. It is the assessed via the aerobic capacity. What is aerobic capacity? It is the capacity of the cardiovascular system to supply the oxygen to the skeletal muscles and different places. So not onto a debatable range, but most of the gym-based training or gym-based exercises use anaerobic capacity. So sudden, that's the reason they get the cramps, they get a severe back injury, neck injury, spasm, because there is a lot of lactate formation. The body produces a lot of lactate without the absence of oxygen. So when the oxygen is on a dip, the body produces the lactate, which goes and get clogged in different places. Whether this is causing SCA, I don't want to get into that, but most of it, or most of the doctors say yes, no, it is always on a debatable range. I didn't want to touch that. Dancers, what is it doing? Because I couldn't find out any study again in India which has done this. So there is a simple test called as a Queen's test. Whenever you go to the doctor, or whenever whoever has the heart related issues, you would know that you will go for the ECG pattern, treadmill, idallam pannuvanga, basic exercises la adallam pannuvanga. But how will you find out that dancers' capacity is unique and the non-dancers' capacity is little different? So there was a specific test which was done by the ballet dancers. Namma naatla namalukku nariya irukku. That is why I always feel we have so many things to explore, but sometimes certain things are little tied in a different way where we are not able to explore at all. So again, my sincere thanks to the Apollo group of hospitals, and I was the chief scientist for Pan India group over there, and so I was able to do this. This wasn't an easy joke. It's called as a Queen's test. Step 1, step 2, and exercises. These are the basic exercises. We did it in a very higher level of population, and the number of, this is one such, because we have to get the consent from the ethical board, from the clinical board, because we are going to use their blood sample, we are going to use their saliva sample, as well as ipa na solla pora exercise is very draining and tiring, and in this process nothing should happen. So I need to have the doctors on board, the nurses on board, and different people, so that they are not into any danger. So my sincere thanks to them, and these were few of the verses which connected, and that's a reason it is here. And yeah, I will directly plunge on with respect to the study. It was done in 137 non-dancers and 143 dancers. Basic investigations were done. There is a simple Canadian test called step 1, step 3, step exercises. For example, we will have different level of steps. We will have a rhythm pattern. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the pattern which the non-dancer as well as the dancer should follow. And that is the reason we have to protect ourselves so much before we give them such a difficult task. And doing it in non-dancer and 143 dancers were very exhaustive, but the results were really very, very beautiful. Luckily, many dancers from different dance school came forward, because 143 dancers was not a joke, and I wanted only in the age group of 16 to 26. Anything below 16, if at all I want to publish, the research will not accept it. So I wanted to be careful on that. So 16, I have a good crowd, but maximum is I can bring in 20 people or 25 people, not more than that. So for that 143, of course, many dancers who came forward, the gurus came forward, and they gave their children for me to do this. So it was quite interesting. With the people who started learning Bharatanatyam, I have not presented all the results here because it will be very scientific and it will go on for at least another 1 hour. So I'm trying to bring it concised, okay? So the people who started learning Bharatanatyam, their endurance, cardiovascular endurance, was on a minimal level. They could do only till the test 2. So totally we had 8 to 9 tests. And believe me, the dancers who have learned more than 9 years, 8 years, their endurance capacity was till step 7, step 8. In this, out of 16 to 26 years I have mentioned, but I also did this. Enoda endurance capacity na check panikkanumla eppadi irukungirudhu. So appo enakku heart attack varumangra oru bayo vera oru pakkam. So I checked up for me. Surprisingly, I was able to do till 7. I have already 2 lung surgeries which has already been done for me. So I cannot exhaust to a certain, more than a certain stage. So, but it wasn't exhaustive till 7th one. And most of the dancers were able to achieve till 9. Out of 143, at least 60% of the population were able to achieve till 8 and 9. There were very few, of course, on the avanga practice pandra vidonu sollala. That is how it defines. And not here to complain. What is being given in Natya Shastra, what is currently being done, there is a lot of difference. You know, you have to, when I talk about the chakras, when I talk about the spine movement and different things, you have to keep it stand straight. Or dancer pathale theriyum on their posture, on the way they are. Most of the people are doing the Natyarambam in this way. For those dancers, it was very different when we analyzed it. When they push their butt, when they push their chest forward, it was different. Their cardiovascular endurance capacity, because we got it from different schools, this was also interesting for me. Okay, namma pandrathu correcta, avanga pandrathu correcta. Ellathiliyume namu at times I will behave little silly, but that gave me a lot of questions also. So we were able to analyze on different aspects, and it was quite interesting. And what throughout we observed was most of the dancers had the lower BMI. Their cardiovascular endurance was higher. They had a quick, about 8, 9 varakum and the cardiovascular endurance test pannittu, their heart has to recover. Generally, nama odite heart recovery path, if you just see it, it will take at least 5 minutes for you to recover. That's not the case with dancers. Then again, I had another question. How is it? Why is it different for dancers? Ballet dancers, this wasn't the answer, because already a person has done it in the ballet dancer. But that wasn't matching with the Bharatanatyam. So what is it making our pattern different? I was casually discussing with few of the dancers, and they said, should be our Margam pattern, should be our repertoire. Margam pattern, if you see, it will start with a Mallari or a Pushpanjali, then it will go to Alaripu, then the Swarajati or Jatishwaram, then the Shabdam, then Dhamalna or a small Padam or a Kirtanam Mari we will do. Again, there will be a shoot increase in Varnam. Okay, then again the Padam, Kirtanam or a Javali or Ashtapati or whatever it is, and then the Tillana. So if you see, this itself follows the aerobic level of pattern. So how a dancer takes in, so that's what I said, whether she's practicing or not, or pattern already we are making it set. So I explained, and luckily I couldn't have that kid because that kid was only 11 or 12 years, but I got her sister into this particular study. I proved it. Appranda na konja nimmadiya thoongave senjen. And yeah, these are the scientific related results on how for a BMI for a Bharatanatyam dancer worked, how a VO2 max, which we call it as a cardiovascular endurance, really works and all. And it was really very, very beautiful. This is also one such thing, cardiovascular endurance and the level of practice. We say, chumma ipdi aadina, things will not work. You are not going to have a cardiovascular endurance. You are not going to increase on certain things. There is a perfect way of doing certain aspects, and that we created a pattern. So again, what most of the Bharatanatyam dancers do is they immediately that shouldn't be done. So in our class at Rasa, Nanganallur, what we do is we have set a pattern. First 10 minutes is only exercise on how first you can rotate your heel, on how you can rotate your knee. There is a set 8 counts we will have it. And then we have the side squats kind of exercise, wherein you start rotating and changing your hip pattern. And then you have to hold towards your hand, shoulders. So slowly, this more than 7 minutes is sufficient for a 1 hour class for the exercise, for them to get that rhythm and the pattern. So that also we established. And again, we saw a beautiful difference. I think I have not, post heart rate I have mentioned it, but we saw that difference in my own children also, before and after. What was the effect? So this is one such study, which was quite interesting. And of course, this got published in the American Journal of Medicine on the level of Bharatanatyam dancers. I think this is the first paper from Indian group which has got published. So all the credits to all the people who have participated, especially to the publishing team, as well as many other things which were basically involved. So I'll quickly go on to the genetic assessment of brain-derived concentration, memory power. Yoga, they say it increases. They say it increases for Bharatanatyam. Where is the proof? Again, I thought that a small level of chip-related study, as well as it was a genetic assessment, which we again did for the non-Bharatanatyam people as well as for the Bharatanatyam dancers. We started assessing their pattern. And I had a curiosity. If a mother is a dancer, the daughter is also a dancer, whether the pattern repeats or not. Can I have the answer for it? Generalized answer. And Purna, my daughter is also done. Yeah, but the pattern is actually little different. Yeah, it is different. We think unless and until, because we checked out on the dancers whose kids doesn't do Bharatanatyam. And the dance, this also we checked. We checked out in various levels, on the normal people, on the Bharatanatyam dancers, on the Bharatanatyam dancer's daughter who's learning it, on the, another aspect is on the Bharatanatyam dancers, who's not learning it. So we found that yes, genes play a very big role, no doubts on that, but whether that is contributing towards your body, there is two different aspects. Genes, of course, we will inherit because our parents are so, and that is natural. But unless and until you work towards it, there is no improvement with respect to yourself on the cardiovascular endurance or on the brain-related activities. This was one of the things which was very interesting. So BDNF is called as the brain-derived neurotropic factor, which regulates the neural development and the synaptic transmission. And this is the thing which is coded with respect to the nerve growth factor. And I basically wanted to say that this BDNF is higher, and there is a cognitive ability, and there are positive impacts on the health as well as the brain function. I basically wanted to say BDNF predominates so that there is some change in the brain, and that is why which is attributing, because these are the Sanskrit again verses from different things which Charaka Samhita or different aspects which has already said few things. That's why I said we are ignorant on it. Before going into the, what the study has basically been done, I was a very average student till my 14 years or 13 years. I wasn't a very bright, very intelligent. If one of my friends, if they ask me, chumma thane solra, padichirpa nee ella padikiravangalam padikala, but actually honestly my mom is the only living proof on it. So I wasn't very intelligent. What is it that tuned me? I started understanding in different dances. What is their education level? What is their intellectual capacity? What is their cognitive capacity? What is their prefrontal cortex development which is involved? What is their cerebellum thing which is involved on different aspects of the brain? And honestly, I couldn't do a MRI of my brain in the childhood, but I have already done it for my daughter now, so I want to check it in a period of another 20 years. வீட்லயே ஒரு guinea pig வச்சிருக்கேங்கிற மாதிரி சொல்லலாம். So because I wanted to understand whether there is a change because of certain Bharatanatyam aspects. So and what I could do the best now was on the brain derived, how for a Bharatanatyam dancer it differs, and for of course the male population was little lesser. We all know what's the reason on it. The number of people learning Bharatanatyam were little lesser, and the female population was little higher, and of course the age limit was 12 to 25 years in this. We could see that in most of the dances there are three different, if you see in the dances, optimal, average, suboptimal. 3 levels இருக்கும். But dancers there is just optimal and average. Can anyone say why there is an extra thing which we have to fit into it? Optimal was the best, I should say. Okay. Suboptimal and average. Average is okay going people on the cognitive capacity. Why did I add suboptimal? Because as I said, because of the age, there were some people who started learning dance, and in that the majority chunk after 4 years, after it is 8 years or 10 years, I can blindly say that they were into the optimal group. But the people who are learning, they never came under the average nor on the optimal range, because they were in the process of learning, and they were in the suboptimal levels with less respect to the levels of brain-derived neurotropic growth factor. This keeps changing depending on the age. That's why I said when I was a child, I wasn't intelligent and all. I was a very normal person. So the more and more you start activating your frontal as well as the cerebellum part, how much of mechanisms, new mechanisms comes into it. By nature, no one is multifaceted. By nature, no one is nothing. It is how you are training your body with respect to one particular system plays a very important role. So, yeah, we had to study the functions of the brain, motor area, what happens, sensory, frontal lobe, occipital lobe, Winix area, cerebellum. So we could find a difference, beautiful difference in each and everything. And yeah, this was on their mental level of happiness and everything. And this was one such thing which is there in the expression of Veda, yeah, and the Vedic literature. பிள்ளையாருக்கு இவ்வளோ பெரிய தலை இருக்குது நம்ம சொல்கிறோம், அவருக்கு அப்போ பிரெயின் நிறைய இருக்குமாங்கிறதுக்கு எனக்கு ஒரு இது இருக்குது. ஸோ திஸ் was one such doctor which he has beautifully connected it, the tumbikai, the ears and all, how it can be correlated towards the brain, and that's why he's a master person. Otherwise, so I thought I should really show it over here. And beyond that, of course, chinna vayasula we can do so many things. Over a period of time, it is how you are growing the anahata chakra and going upwards. That is what we have to focus on. Pardon? Yeah. Anahata chakra, and of course we have to keep transcending higher, right? So we have to focus on that. From here to here, we can easily work on it with respect to an artist, or it is natural process wherein you can slowly climb up. But from here to Sahasrara is very, very, very tough. Unless and until you have the right guru in place, you know the right process. So for that to happen, if you are trained in a right way, this is what the brain says. If you are trained in a right pattern, it becomes a kind of discipline for you. So over a period of time, you will know what is right and what is wrong, and you will be able to achieve it through the process. And this is what, we have a lot of mantrams, we have a lot of mudras which is in place, we have a lot of solkatas which keeps happening. Everything, gives a rhythmic pattern. And how that rhythmic pattern really affects the whole system in your, body, that plays a very important role. And that is what we tried doing it. And yes, I would want to say that Nritya does use these tools and the attention towards the realization of a spiritual union also. So of course, if it is being used in a right way, through the right pattern, from the Anahata Chakra, things can even work it out in a different way. And these were the verses from Nritya Ratnakar, which I was able to get it out, and I thought I should present it over here. And always, there is a kind of pattern which the body follows. With respect to each and everything. As I said, for the Alaripu on the eye aspect, for the cardiovascular endurance on the heart aspect, on the brain-derived neurotropic factor on the brain-related aspects. In the same way, Aharya plays a very, very important role. I think that is one of the reasons Ambikaka has launched the product called Aharya, I think. And so, why the importance of Aharya has to be done? Why the hand has to be kept only like this? Where it is written. So these things, our body follows the yantra pattern whenever we do any kind of movements. Be it the Tarikita Tom, full adavu, or any kind of Natyarambam or the Anjali Hasta, this pattern keeps repeating. That is why I said from going from here to here is little easier if you are an artist or a Bharatanatyam dancer or whatever it is. So, and activation of different points. Why do we keep the Rakudi? Why do we have the Kunjalam? Why do we, this is basically a sinus point. Most of the dancers avoid this Billak part, which I have also done it, I should also agree. But it is not the right thing to avoid the Billak, because it gives a kind of sinus pressure point. It's a sinus pressure point. We say that keeping alta is not important. No, there is a proof for it. Why it has to be done? Of course, now it is a commercial, colors which we keep doing it. But everything has an in-ground capacity of how it should be done and why it has been brought it out in that particular way. It's ironical that India, it's a cradle of civilization, but has got no due credits with respect to scientific discoveries. I was so surprised when I wasn't able to find out one scientific aspect connecting the Bharatanatyam the body, the Bharatanatyam, the anatomy, or the kind of psychological. I have not projected on those aspects because we did that also. On the hormonal levels, what is the impact which the body gives? On the pineal glands, there are different glands. What is the sleep pattern which can be made predominant? So these were other set of things which we tried working it on, and I hope that we will be working in the future also. Yeah, and I have a dream for education, research, performance, and I don't want any boundaries towards it, and we should be able to access it freely, unless and until, as I said, either Ambikaka or my guru, mentor, Dr. V. Mohan, if they would not have given the freedom to me, I would not be able to stand here. And I hope that science will choreograph and path its own way with respect to Bharatanatyam or any artist as such. And this is a group from Rasa Arpita Nanganallur. Of course, Dr. Ambika Kameshwar is the founder and director, and I'm the center head. And and I would like to mention, this is the kid. I'm not able to show it. Yeah, over here. This is the kid who asked me that question. And recently she has done the Chalanga Puja also. So yeah, that's it. Thank you so much. Thank you one and all for your attention. Huh? Oh, she's here. She's here. Purna's here. So thank you so much. Thank you one and all. Oh, sure.
Does it hold good only for Bharatanatyam or any other form of dance? For example, cardiovascular and all that.
Cardiovascular endurance has been done in the ballet dances. In Bharatanatyam, I think I have published it and I am the only person who has done it. With respect to Kuchipudi, with respect to Mohiniyattam, there are in other forms, it has not been done till now.
Why I am asking this, we all know Michael Jackson. But he had so many complications, but he was considered as one
That's
of the
why I
best
said the rhythmic pattern and how our repertoire goes in.
If you ask him, he will say
That's
there
the
is a
reason.
rhythm.
Yeah.
They will also say they have got a rhythm.
No, they will have a rhythm, but the thing is on how it is being followed. We have a slow piece, we have Alaripu, Jatishwaram, Shabdam, then again we have the Varnam. It follows the ECG pattern. And that is why I said in the ballet dancers, they couldn't find the difference, but in Bharatanatyam dancers, in 143 kids, there was a difference. So,
And regarding the genetic also, see, mother or daughter, maybe the dancers or something like that, it's not that they should be.
right.
See, because we have the example, as we say when we talk of genetics, Ravana was one full of
Right.
some quality, let us say Rajasic. Kumbhakarna was so different, Tamasic. Vibhishana was full of Sattva. Born to the same family.
That is why I said that also. We did it for the Bharatanatyam dancers who are learning Bharatanatyam, the daughters who are learning Bharatanatyam, as well as
What
to the
about
people.
husband and wife?
No comments now.
We have got Dhananjayans, we have got Vasanta Lakshmi Narasimha.
I think it is a mutual love towards the art form which attracts each other hormonally. We never know.
Because many times we find there are people who are good in dance or music or something, but the children need not be so.
Right.
They need not inherit the same thing, but they may inherit the physical features, not necessarily the spiritual. For example, Prahlada was so different from his father.
Right.
So they need not inherit the spiritual or the qualitative attributes of the parents.
True. That's why I said everything was different. Even the heart rate, how we would make it different. Yeah. Yeah. You can.
Ma'am, very interesting lecture. Thank you very much. I just wanted to know about, you were talking about the eye exercise and removal of the... Yes.
Now I understand why he said doctor's wife. That is one thing which still I haven't published in the international journals. Yes, you can continue.
How long did she do exercise?
she followed the traditional pattern for a period of 3 years. Then for 2-3 years we brought in this particular pattern, and till now she is doing as per whatever is existing. Whatever the other doctors who are practicing eye therapy related exercises, what they say was, unless and until you are consistent for a period of at least 7 to 10 years, you will not be able to achieve that. My daughter started at 6 years. I think Purna is a living proof for that. She was wearing a big glasses and we took it out on that. Yes. Because we wanted to bring them under the study group, because Apollo was very specific on that. In giving the ethical, parents has to agree to remove the glasses. So Apollo said we want the video consent. In the ethics, I had a lot of problem, I should say that. But
because even the Aurobindo Ashram, they have an eye exercise course. Is that also incorporated?
it is almost the same. It is almost the same, because as I said, the pattern is the same. But it takes time. What they say is over a period of 1 year or 1 or 2 years, it might be okay. But honest answer is no, unless and until you are consistent. Then I started studying towards, again, there is one person who got it patented. He is a British guy who has done the same thing and he has got it patented. And he has, in his paper, I was able to drag out that he has done it for more than 14 years.
My God.
But he started his work when he was 17 or 16. So he has done it for 14 years, maybe.
Thank you very much, ma'am, because I also went for the Aurobindo Eye Ashram and did the exercises, but as you said, it should be consistent and over the years. We don't know how many years.
And of course, when you do the exercise and keep watching mobile and laptop, it doesn't work.
True. Thank you.
Yeah, she is quite normal. My daughter is in her 10th grade. Yeah.
See, before that, before Dr. Kameshwari comes and asks a question, one thing we have to be clear, no dance will take you to Sahasrara. If at all it takes, from yogic perspective I am telling, if at all it takes, maybe temporarily, you may have to come back, but not more than
Anahatara,
that.
at least we can stay for some time.
Yes, where is the proof?
Thank you. Yeah.
I'll just add on to what he said. Vasanta Lakshmi Narsimachari and Dhananjay and others, their children, if they were to be dancers or non-dancers, their children, did you try anything like that? Because on both the genes,
No, I didn't reach out to them.
on both the sides you have the genes that involve with Natyam. If it is others, maybe your husband is not a dancer,
No.
then the child may not have it or may have it or something like that. So genetic is both the sides. So did you try that?
No, in that way I haven't tried it.
Okay.
I didn't do that. That particular aspect was, I just tried it on the dancer's daughter,
Okay.
on the dancer's daughter who is not learning. In that way,
Yeah,
for the
yeah.
BDNF I tried, as well as for the cardiovascular endurance I tried. But this combination, I didn't do it.
That's
How the results will be, you wanted to know. Maybe we can launch a new study. It will be interesting. But we have the number of people, exactly, the numbers are lesser. See, when the number goes lesser in the science aspect, you cannot. Yeah, and it is not even accepted also. That is the reason my first eye-related thing, I am not able to publish it till now.
okay. What
It will
happens
get
to
accepted in a local journal.
what happens to twins? One with eye problem, one with not with eye problem.
Yeah.
Is there any study on that?
That's what I was able to do it only in 7 kids.
Okay.
In that 5 was the successful thing which came out. These are the different combinations with the proper ethical consent. See, the parents have to give
Again, that is the biggest problem. Yeah.
So I had issues with respect to BDNF or with respect to heart related. The parents could like to convince the parents, and especially BDNF was 143, 153 and all.
Very difficult.
If Apollo wouldn't have helped me, I think I would have been somewhere.
Yeah.
It was sincere thanks to Apollo for whatever they
Thank you very much. It was quite interesting. Very, very interesting.
Thank you.
And may you continue your research in this field.
Thank you.
And bring out many more good results.
Thank you so much. Okay. Thank you. I would be happy if KSRI can give me some platform with respect to research. Already I have been speaking with him when I came. It will be great to collaborate on certain aspect, not only as a research fellow or whatever it is. Things have to be meaningful at the end of the day. If you are giving your time, it has to be useful. So I am open towards it. I am ready for it, always for it. Especially with yoga also, there are a lot of aspects which can be done, which is not done, which can be explored. Thank you, sir. Thank you for reminding on that.
Thank you, madam, for the wonderful lecture. You started with the brain third eye, and you went to the cardiovascular thing, and then you went to the brain also. And as far as Sanskrit is concerned, I can quote only one sloka. Ajnana timirandasya jnananjana shalakaya. That is said to be the third eye for Sanskrit people. And the eye and the heart, you said, and according to the Vedic literature, it is the Surya who blesses the correct vision and the heart also. Hridrogam mama nashaya. That is the Vedic mantra, which is a Saura mantra.
Yeah, that was there actually.
That is a Saura mantra which is there in the Rig Veda. So by doing the Upasana and Surya also, one gets complete health. Not only with regard to the brain, also eye or heart. All the three, total health will be there by worshipping the Surya. That's it. Arogyam Bhaskaradi. So all your thing which you have separately analyzed all those things, as far as Sanskrit is concerned, we can say in one sloka, Arogyam Bhaskaradi. Thank you very much for your wonderful lecture. And I take this opportunity to thank the endowment makers also, because it's only because of those endowment makers we are able to listen to these wonderful lectures. Thank you once again, madam. And my request to you is, you can give us some exercise also for we people, so that unfortunately we are unable to do the dance and other things. Simply we can move the eyes. That part we can do. And Gatra Vikshepa is very difficult for these we people. You can say simply moving the eyes. You can sit in a place and keep on moving the eyes. That's better for us.
Feet are extraordinary.
Yeah. So I would like to hear more from you, madam. In these coming years also, I would like to have more from you. And as a mark of our appreciation, I now request our secretary to hand over a small memento to you. 3 of our publication books which are related to dance. And you said that is Kudiyatam, wherein the eye movement is also very much important. And in Kudiyatam, eye movement is very essential, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Kudiyatam. Yeah. So for that one, need to enhance the eye practices. Especially Kudiyatam, which those people performed here. That L.S. Rajagopalan and his team, they performed here with that Midavu and other instruments. Those very big sound. That Midavu and Kudiyatam performance was done here by L.S. Rajagopalan. Some Chakyar was invited, and they performed that Kudiyatam performance here itself. So, and that Yakshagana performance also done here during one of the seminars here by Divakar Hegde from Karnataka. So, thank you once again, madam. Thank you for your wonderful lecture. We'd like to hear more from you once again.